Okay, we are down here at the patio. I dug out this area. We're trying to keep this as level as we can coming out. And then this is just going to be a sidewalk. No steps here. It's a little bit steep, but not too bad. It's definitely walkable. We're going to get through the gate about 5 feet so they can get through there with his riding tractor, and then put a step up there. So a little bit more digging here, and we will be forming these and pouring concrete very soon. How about right there? I'll bring you up to speed. This is entering the patio door. So I gave them a nice bigger area here. There's only so much you can do. We have a big high retaining wall here and a hillside here. But they can get a couple chairs there if they want. Just get them away from that door a little bit. Real nice walk coming off of here. Now we know water is going to be coming down here much quicker. So Stephen brought me a piece of drain right there. We're going to put a 2-inch trough drain through here and just take it to daylight over in that area. So heading up the walk through the fence, I centered this on the gate. We held our step back a little bit. We know this is a little bit steep, but this isn't a primary walkway. This is only, you know, getting furniture out in the summer. If it's covered in snow, that they don't need to be walking on this. So I feel we can get away with a little bit steeper walk, keeping that step back so he can get his tractor right through here through the gate. If we put a step right up here, now of course he can't get the lawnmower through there. So that's why we did that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps coming up. I left some topsoil built up on the sides. Now when we're done, we can have that to fluff in the edges. Here comes our buggy full of stone over the hill and through the woods. Right in here, all the way up to the existing patio. Existing patio real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4 holes we drilled. We're gonna poke rebar in there and tie it in. Let me get out of the way. Whole thing. Perfect. So we'll get a limestone base here. This is real solid. So I'm not going to tamp this. We're just going to run 3 rebar on top of this. We have on average just 1 inch to maybe 4 inches of stone, but limestone, no dust. If we tamp this, it doesn't move at all, or you know, very little, but we're not going to get much tamping in there at all. Okay, that brings you up to speed. Kind of a busy morning. I'm sorry I didn't get much of the video on building the steps. Very easy layout. For people that are interested in step layout, this is the easiest set of steps to lay out. I just carried the same plane off of the patio. That's my first step. Right at the crest of the hill. So I gave it, this one has about 3% fall. And that was 54 inches. So then I come down 7 1/4. And 7 1/4 is my max rise I use. It works our step liner and it works our lumber. So then I go another 54 inches to my point, and I do that all the way down, 54, 54, 54. That way when they get a stride coming up these steps, they get used to that, and there's no tripper steps. Like 2 steps, step. You don't want to have a 1-step step, if you follow me there. So the runs are all the same, and the rise is all the same. All the way to the bottom, and I can stop this last step anywhere I want. So I ran my 54 inches, and that was a good place to stop it. Plenty of room back from this gate for the tractor. Done. Nice curve going up. Concrete will be here probably in about a half hour. I gotta get busy. Okay, I put a piece of conduit in right here. That way they can get low voltage wires underneath there. About a foot in front of that step, just so they know where it's at. And we'll bury it in stone. We want that in the stone, not in the concrete. Whole thing. I put one right here, and I put one at the gate too. That way they can get low voltage. You know, it doesn't hurt having one or two more than you actually need, right? Okay, we are ready to pour some concrete. There's my drain. I ran 2 rebar underneath it. That way this concrete is attached to this concrete and nothing will move, but it can still flex a little bit, but nothing's gonna sink away or be raised away from each other. They're tied together. Clean on up through the steps. So they're gonna bring the power buggies, the concrete, right up this neighbor's driveway, right through these little bit of trees and woods, and we're dumping it right up here. Let me get the camera set up and get going. Okay, butterfly. Bring yours up a little bit higher. Okay. Pretty close color back. Okay, pouring is going good. Last step, now we're into the walkway. A little bit easier now that I can bring the camera down. Just too much to do with the step liners, holding a splash shield, floating, raking, everything. It's all combined. So now you can see how we float right to the top of a step, right to the bottom. We want to see this bottom edge right here. That's when we know you're good for your height. So floating the edges in, making sure everything's nice and full. Hang over the edge, just kind of scoop in the good stuff. Scoop in the good stuff. That sounds like a country song, huh? You good down there, Matt? Might need a little bit. I think I'm high right here. and low right here. There we go. No, go ahead. Not with mat raking, you don't need a straight edge. A little bit light right there. Good. Okay. Down the hill a little? Nope, dump it all right there. No. Change my mind. Good, dump it all. Good. Once we get through the gate, I'll get that camera set up so it's not bouncing around everywhere. I know everybody's getting seasick. Stuff around you. Okay, bring it in. If you rotate it, you'll be better. The whole machine. Dump how? Keep going. Alright, one quick minute. A piece of my bag from the color fell in the truck. I couldn't grab it. I didn't want to reach my hand in there. And there it is. That's why we do not use the bags. We dump the color out of the bags. The bags are degradable and they're supposed to dissolve in the mix, but every once in a while you get one. Right there it is. This is about 6 feet here, 6 feet long, so Steve's pulling a straight edge down that. Waiting on our last half a wheelbarrow of concrete right in this corner. Okay. So we're just checking out our garden hose situation. We are good for cleanup. Light half barrel. Good deal. Here he comes. If there was room there, I'd help him shovel, but there's no room, so I'll just video. He doesn't need my help. I'm just in his way. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. We'll be finishing in no time. They always say one to grow on. Good?
Yeah, I think we're there. Big feet.
How about one right there?
Yeah.
And then you can get that out of here. Okay. I got this edge if you want to get the other one. No, we got it. We're good. Thanks. Right? Are we?
Yeah.
Okay, on to cleanup. You know what time it is, right?
You tell me.
Sip of that coffee. Okay, the concrete's pretty soft yet, but on these tight radiuses, get these edged early. Notice how high I have the radius coming in real steep, and I can just go right around that bend without it digging in. And we'll just leave that set a little bit and tighten up. As we're waiting for the concrete to set up a little bit more, loaded up the traction mats, loaded the buggies full of tools we don't need, get them down here to the trucks. Get loaded up. You know what I'm going to say next. Head to one more project. Over that bumpy curb. So we can pull this right up next to the trailer. Slide them right in place. Alright, I gotta do this quick before a car comes. Or a school bus. Okay, that's how we haul this. All the mats up front on the trailer, 2 buggies behind it, all ratcheted down. Getting the trucks locked and loaded. I'm gonna head up and start putting cuts in the sidewalk. Garbage laying everywhere. We worked from our drain and did 5-foot pads. We have a short one there at the step. It's about 2.5 feet, and I like that. I think that'll look nice. Ran our 5s up here, just below our step. I'm gonna go ahead and get these cuts going, and then start finishing. That's what we want them to look like. So once we pull our steps out, we just have a little bit of cleanup work here to do. Just to nosy your float in there. Cleaning that edge off. I like that. Okay, ready, Matt? Pulling this away, stepping back. Take it to the barrel and give it a quick washing. You can reuse it as many times as you want. Here's our corners that we put in. Just peel them out. Now you have a real nice corner, stone looking. That way grade can come right up here. You might see a little bit of this. So what we do there, while the concrete's nice and soft, now landscaping right up there looks good. Where we have longer exposed sides, we use more texture mat. But for the most part, that all gets buried. Here's another one. Peel this out. I always just pinch these corners off. I'll show you from the front here in a second. Same thing. Just taking this off to a rolled edge. Landscaping right up. You can see how soft the concrete is yet, just being very careful. So there's our rolled slate texture. We're going to add Kalina Tan to it. Giving a flip, changing up the pattern. From no texture to texture. Hitting it a couple different directions. And Steve's being real careful not to sink that corner. Always. There we go. On up to the patio. I'll get this form off next. And then down below. Okay, up here up top. See how I left a real long one here? Just cleaning that top edge up a little bit. Same thing on the front. There you go. Now we're going to fluff some dirt up around that edge. Alright, let's head down below. There it is, all rolled and textured. I was hoping to get a little bit of footage, a little bit more footage of us rolling and texturing, but I got some. I just got busy and couldn't get to the camera and keep up with that. Remember, the concrete always has to come first, right?
Always.
Always. So there's this face coming out of the patio, coming out of the basement patio doors. This is all textured. We should have ripped that pad out and redone it, huh? Yes. I mentioned it, but you know how that goes. It's not a big deal. They'll power wash that clean. That just makes ours look better, right?
Always.
Okay, all this has to get to the truck. I need to use the 301, clean up around the edges, and this project is a wrap. After I hook up this drain to daylight. Okay, see you in a little bit. Okay, camera's all charged up. I'm just cleaning up around here. I dug a ditch right from here to daylight over in the mulch bed. That's what we're gonna do with that. We decided to do this morning, so I don't have any 1.5-inch pipe with me. So I'm gonna come back here tomorrow. I may or may not have a camera with me to film it. So that's what I'm gonna do. 1.5-inch pipe plugs right into that drain, right to daylight. Gonna take the machine up top and clean up there. Okay, that's how I'm gonna leave it. It's all fluffed up around the edge. Now the homeowners can hire a landscaper or they can take care of it themselves. Okay, that's how I'm getting that home. Okay, here's the sidewalk all done. Steven came over today and gave it a Kalina Tan Permatique. Now I'll just hit it with a leaf blower real quick. And I'll get it sealed before more leaves fall. Here is my sealer. You can see how white it is. I just put my traction grip in it using my Butterfield ProGuard 350. We use it all the time. I really like this sealer. All right, let's go get it done. Lots of pressure in a sprayer. More pressure than that. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Just a nice even coat. Hit that face real good. You can always come back and give it another coat. Just a nice even light coat is better. 2 light coats, I always say this, 2 light coats is better than 1 heavy. And don't get a pattern going back and forth. Swirl motions and turn it. Boy, doesn't that look nice, huh? That's just a piece of tape over that drain. I'll come back in a minute and pull that off. This is my favorite part. Besides cashing that check, which is pretty fun too. I don't really see that part though. Donna does that end of it. Okay, up to the gate. Let's get through here. Hopefully those dogs aren't outside. Okay, so I want to point out the color match. This concrete's going to lighten as it dries. I think it'll be very close to this. It's not going to be identical. This is 20-year-old concrete. This is a day old. But we'll give it a month to dry out, and I'll bet you it'll be pretty close. I'll try and get back here and take a look at it. Okay, there's the broken stone faces all done. How about those steps, huh? Lining right up to a really nice seating area. Okay, I'm going to let that sit a couple minutes. I just have to hook up that drain, and then I'll dust this one more time. This is the configuration I want for my fittings. Street 90, regular 90 into my pipe. And the ditch has a slight bend in it. 1.5-inch pipe is going to curve right through there. If there's too much on it, I might throw a 22 right there, but I think it's going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and get this glued up, and I'll just arc that right into the ditch. Okay, the sealer is almost dry. Some of the deeper areas is a little bit sticky. It's not hot out at all. I'm going to go ahead and get my second coat going now. And again, just nice and light, dusting it on. Lots of pressure. And when you can, hit it in a different direction than your top coat, and than your bottom coat. That's how light I'm putting it on. The new can. This should be nice and clear. If it's a little bit yellowish, don't use it. It's old sealer. It was out in the sun, out in the weather, just a little bit too old, and you will have problems with it. You want it nice and clear going into the can, coming out of the can. There you go. So I only need a little bit. Put the lid back on, and then add the traction control. There's about a half a bottle here, so I'm only going to put about 1/4 of the bottle in, since there's only a little bit of sealer in the sprayer. There, it's down to there. That looks good. All right, I'll give that a shake, and it'll dissolve, and we'll be good to go. As long as it's dissolved, it sprays just fine. Okay, I gotta do this quick. The sun is going down. Okay, I made it to the drain. And there it is. Still pretty wet down here, but I'll go ahead and dust it just real light before it gets covered in leaves. Okay, and there it is. All right, I glued my pipe together. It's drying real good. Let me see. Everything in here is holding together good. I'm getting some flex right there, but that wasn't a real tight fit. I'm going to go ahead and bury this in dirt, and then I'll start flexing that around. I'll leave it exposed so I can see it, but I think we'll be just fine. Okay, that didn't take long at all, and I left this exposed just to show you everything is in there real nice and secure. That pipe flexed around that ditch real nice. So I go ahead and put a little bit more over this, peel the tape. If I can get this off in one piece. Nope, pretty close. One little sliver there, but there it is. Once this lightens up, that's going to look really good. It looks really good now. Okay, I'll go ahead and sign off here. I think Steven got some drone footage of the driveway. I hope you like this project. Keep those comments coming. Tell your friends. Help me grow this channel. See you on the next one.